Hi, I'm Sylvanians, and I make videos about Sylvanian families, also known as Calico critters. And I love browsing Vinted for second-hand Sylvanian figures and sets. And I just got this little parcel in the post, which should have some accessories inside. It's in quite a small box and very tightly wrapped, but let's get it opened. The sellers just used an old coffee box. Always good to recycle and reuse. So I'll just get these things out. Oh, lots of things in there. And I'll get them out of the bag. Okay, I completely missed the other load of items. They're in the bubble wrap, and I'll just get those out as well. Okay, I'm sure I had ordered a little table and some books. I'm going to have a look back at my receipt and maybe message the seller. Okay, so it is now about a week later, and I have this second parcel from the same seller. She was really apologetic about the missing items and offered to just send them, but she had listed some more items, so I did buy some more things too, and hopefully not missing anything this time. Okay. Actually, let me do this off camera. Another coffee box, and all the things inside. And a big one too. And I'll just remove the bubble wrap. Get these out. Okay. Oh, it's just a little note apologising. Okay, and I'll straighten these out. Right, and let me just gather everything together. Okay, so it's a bit of a random bunch. Everything was listed individually and I just picked what looked interesting or I thought I could use in my setup. So, in the big item, this is a little sort of kitchen sink and cooker set. I believe this is from the Cozy Cottage Starter Home set, and I don't actually have that, so this will be useful for kind of smaller houses where I want to have a bit of a kitchen but don't have room for a whole lot of furniture. This drawer obviously opens up and can put some items in there, cooking. The under sink cupboard also has some storage and a little moulded pipe at the back. And I believe, yeah, the tap can be sort of switched on and off, so off, upwards, and then doing that makes it look like there's water coming out. So really cute bit of functionality. And the pill pink is quite pretty with the silver. Not quite sure who has metal countertops, but looks okay. And yeah, this can go in a house somewhere. Also bought this table. This is square and I can't actually see any ePop branding on it, but it feels Sylvanian, just not quite sure from what set. And this is a bit of a smaller table, but could be useful in a house or a restaurant or some other setup. I can always do with more surfaces. This is a little tricycle for one of the babies. This is only like £1 or £2 and just a useful method of transportation for them. The wheels all move and obviously the handlebar can turn as well, so a bit more functionality than the types of vehicles that come in the twin sets, and can put something in the back as well. I have a whole load of boxes. This one is maybe a chipboard or something. I don't think it's Sylvanian, but it would work. And And these ones are, so this is a little crate used in the grocery store, and my grocery stores are overflowing, so I can always do with more of these. And this is a slightly bigger one as well, which could be used for other sorts of storage. Even line up a few of these smaller crates within there as well to keep them nice and neat. I believe these are all from the fruit and veg wagon, which I don't actually own, but again, kind of useful storage pieces. There's these two small containers, these ones with some sections in, and this, which I think is more to stack stuff on, or maybe those as well, maybe more of a display, and I might actually use this in my woodworking shop. Then other storage, I have 4 of these baskets. I can't quite remember which furniture set these are from, but I use them in houses and I think some in my bakeries as well for holding pastries. Again, they're really useful for filling up shelves and keeping small items together. And this is another basket, but looks a bit more like a bin maybe. I think this is actually from the Watermill Bakery or something to hold baguettes. So I could use it for that, or as a bin, or some other type of storage. I believe these are from St John's School. They go on the tables to hold pencils or art supplies in as little sort of containers. I am not quite sure what I'm going to use these for. Maybe I could even use them in a restaurant and put some little napkins or some cutlery inside. That could work quite well. But I have 4 of them. A teeny tiny little stool. This is just a dark brown and a wood effect on top if I can get it to catch the light. Always useful for another surface. I think I even use one like this as a bedside table in the Starry Point Lighthouse because that's got such a small footprint. But can also use it to help the little children or babies reach up to things. Again, just a useful kind of piece. This is definitely a random one, but it is 2 pieces to make a grill. This goes inside a table, which I know as from Esme's camping set, and I think I've actually lost the grill part of it. So there's just sort of a hole in the table for now, but this will be useful to actually make it functional again. And I think I will now have another of these containers, but again, that's sort of a generic container that could be used in lots of different places. A little bucket. This is shaped like a bear. Very cute. I think this is a towel rack. It would have had a sticker on the back to stick it to a wall or to the sink, but I will just add some blue tack to make it functional again. This is a birdhouse. I believe it should have a sort of string inside with some little pulls on the end, but it's missing that. It's still very cute. This is an older piece, I think from the Tommy range, that I think is really lovely for putting on the walls of Sylvanian houses for a bit more detail. I will take off the blue tack because it feels quite hard as well, and replace that, then it should be good to go. If I put these pieces all together, then these are some tools for the fire. Little shovel for scooping coal and some tongs as well. I do have a few fireplaces in my collection and not all of them have tools, so this will be good for the one missing it. I have never actually known what these things are. They're from the village gift shop, although I think there's only one included in the actual shop. I kind of think of them as little notepads, but it maybe doesn't quite make sense with them being vertical. But they're a really cute little decoration. I quite like the turquoise and yellow. And I always think that a shop should have quite a few items to make it look like they've got lots of stock. So I can either put those on the shop shelves or in one of the houses. I have some children's books. So 2 of these rainbow ones and 2 of these ones called Flower. They just have stickers which go all the way around. And the stickers look in fine condition. Maybe a bit grubby, but that is okay. I like these as they're kind of a wider book, which is more reminiscent of baby books or children's books than ones which are portrait. And I love adding books to the Sylvanian houses on shelves or just in my library or bookshop. Sticking with books, I also have these. I guess this one is a telephone book, so slightly different, and we don't really have telephone books nowadays. But these ones, maybe they're non-fiction actually. One about plants with a brown cover, although it mostly looks about trees. And this one called The Stars, with some very tiny writing underneath. I can't quite make that out, but that would be nice on a shelf. This is also to go on a bookshelf. It's just a little bookend shaped like a bunny. I think this is from one of the children's bedroom sets. I have 3 marshmallows on sticks. I think these ones are from a blind bag, maybe the outdoor blind bags. And I'm not sure if this one is Sylvanian. It feels really flexible and a bit different to the Sylvanian ones, but could probably still be used. And I want to use these in my forest camping setup. Some little bread pieces. So this is a boat, I think modelled after the Marita May pleasure boat, or maybe a different Sylvanian boat. And a little whale as well. This actually looks like one which is a Sylvanian playset, but both fun and can go in my bakery. As can these pretzels. 2 paler ones and 2 paler ones and 2 darker ones. Again, I'm not sure if these are Sylvanian ones, but they look like they would fit in terms of size and give the figures more options for their bread. And these are little slices of bread, like a baguette has been chopped up, maybe for use as garlic bread. I think this is from one of the dining or dinner sets, so could go in a kitchen or maybe a restaurant or even just as a little snack. These are some really random items. They are shoe displays from the shoe shop. So I think you can put one shoe up here and then it's kind of resting on it as a bit higher. I have loads of the shoe shop sort of shelf item, but haven't ever set up an actual shoe shop. So maybe I can do that now. I probably have enough extra shoes to do that. A tiny little vine, I think this is. Yeah, I think it's meant to be hanging down. I believe this is from the Waterfall Secret Forest Falls playset, and I thought I could just hang it up as a spare on there for a little bit more vinage, sort of leaf situation. And sticking with plants, these are 2 tiny pot plants, one with some little pink flowers and this other one is just leafy. They can be used as houseplants in some of their homes, or I could add them to my plant shop. This is a little shell that can open. It's a kind of shiny mint colour. And I assume this is from one of the baby mermaid play sets, but it can go on my beach or even in my otter's house. And that can go along with these as well. I don't know if these are from a beach playset or from the seaside restaurant, but I would just use them as shells on the beach. Some floor wax, a really random item, but one that I like adding to shops or into houses, and it's quite unique, I think. And really tiny text on the sticker on the front. This one's perhaps a little better placed. Here are some other cleaning items. A cleaner spray. The stickers are actually on the wrong side, but it still looks alright. This isn't for cleaning, it is shampoo. I guess cleaning hair though. And maybe just need to put a blob of something to keep this sticker in place. And an unlabelled container. I think this is meant to be bathroom cleaner. 2 more bags of bathroom items. So 3 different toothbrushes. These can go in a bathroom or even in the dentist. A cup, which I guess isn't necessarily bathroom themed, but it could be, or I could use it even as a container for the toothbrushes. Some tiny bottles, I believe from a bathroom set. Whatever this is meant to be, I'm not sure. It looks to be solid. A tiny pink bottle. This is a bottle of perfume with a tiny pink heart on. Some soap that is labelled as such. And a little scrubby brush. I never know if this is for the toilet or for in the bath. And then at the end, I think I have all of the food. Some double cream and some whipping cream in here. Teeny regular bottles of milk with red lids. A more classic carton of milk. The stickers coming off a little bit on the top. In fact, quite a lot. Some sparkling mineral water to drink. A little can of apple juice, which is organic. A tin of garden peas. These have really nice moulding on the top. The ring pull is shaped like a bunny. And there is detail all the way around the sticker. A custard pudding. Again, a really nice mould and a nice sticker on top. This is a teeny tiny coffee cafetiere, I think. It's one where you can push down the grounds in here. And I love that that actually moves. 2 pears, a bunch of grapes, an orange, an apple, and some red berries. I reckon these could look good in one of these little containers. Yeah, like that. Maybe they are strawberries. And finally, this little bag has some chocolates or sweets or biscuits in. These are all from the candy cart or sweets wagon. These ones are cookies in the shape of little animals. These two, which are just labelled as drops, I always think of these as some sort of boiled sweet. One tin of red cookies and one of blue cookies. And finally this one, which is just labelled candy. Again, I think some sort of boiled sweet. So that is a pretty random bunch of items, but ones that I really think will fill out the scenes in my collection, whether that's just adding to shops or shelves or the houses more generally. I'll definitely be able to use all the items, and I love getting bundles like this where it's all sorts of random things, because that was something that the older Sylvanian range did really well, with lots of tiny details, and you don't see so much anymore. So thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you know what that random blue item is. I am none the wiser. And if you like Sylvanian Families content like this, then subscribe to my channel, as I post videos every week about everything Sylvanian, including hauls, unboxings and shopping videos.